Hello everyone, this is Shrajan. I am a CA finalist, a financial modelist, and I'm also certified in advanced valuation. And I have recently been selected in Hindustan Unilever for the purpose of industrial training. And we are making this video so that all your doubts pertaining to industrial training can be sorted in this one single video. Before we begin with the content of this video, first of all, I would like to extend heartfelt thanks to Mr. Lokesh Wadhwa ji for giving me this much coveted opportunity of getting into one-to-one interaction with all of you guys so that I could be of some help to you via my all the experiences that I have gained so far by hunting for industrial training opportunities. I have tried to keep the content of this video as comprehensive as possible so that all your doubts pertaining to industrial training can be sorted in this one single video, and this should be the last video that you should be approaching upon YouTube for getting a resolution of all your doubts pertaining to industrial training. So why am I the right person to speak upon this? Because I have recently been selected in 6 companies for the purpose of industrial training: Gopani Product Systems, Coolnet India Private Limited, Wipro Consumer Care and Lighting, HDFC Bank, Access Securities, and ultimately Hindustan Unilever. So let's straight away get into the details of this video. What I have done is that whatever would be your doubts pertaining to industrial training in general and all the doubts that I have received upon my LinkedIn profile since my selection, I have segregated them into a series of questions. So here we go. First of all, what are the key parameters that have been set by Institute of Chartered Accountants of India for the purpose of industrial training? So first of all, you need to understand that your registration as an industrial trainee would be under a member of the institute, and any chartered accountant who has been a member of institute for a minimum period of 3 years would be eligible to train one industrial trainee at a particular point of time, and any chartered accountant who has been a member of the institute for a period of more than 5 years would be eligible to train 2 industrial trainees at a particular point of time. Apart from that, there is a specific eligibility criteria that has been set by ICAI for the companies, meaning to say that only those companies which have a minimum fixed assets of rupees 1 crore or minimum turnover amount of rupees 10 crore or minimum paid up share capital of rupees 50 lakhs are eligible to impart industrial training to CA students. At the same time, it is very much important that such companies should be registered on the official site of institute, that is icai.org.in. Then coming to the forms that you are required to fill for the purpose of industrial trainee. So first of all, you need to fill form 109, which is essential for taking a transfer from the company or the articleship firm in which you are currently serving. Then you need to file this form 104, which is basically an agreement between you and the person under whom you will be serving as an industrial trainee. And once your industrial training gets terminated, then form 105 needs to be used for the purpose of gaining the transfer certificate from that particular company. Now, question number 2 is the period pertaining to industrial training. So as you all know that industrial training can be done for a period of 9 to 12 months. Recently there was a notification at the end of ICAI as per which 18 months were allowed to us for the purpose of industrial training. However, it's still a notification and it has yet not been made a law. Then coming to the next question, that what are the companies you should be looking for the purpose of industrial training? So first of all, before getting into the companies, I would request you all focus more on the brand, focus more on the profile that you are getting rather than focusing upon the brand name. So discussing about the companies you can look for are, like for example, if you are looking for an industrial training opportunity in the FMCG sector, so you can go for Hindustan Unilever, ITC, Marico, Britannia, Nestle. In such types of companies, you will be getting an exposure in the you can simply say strategy making vertical of corporate finance department, or you might be placed in supply chain finance, you might be placed in their GST department, you might be placed in their internal audit department. So these are certain roles you can expect in an FMCG company. Then coming to the most glamorous wing of industrial training, that is IBs. So in case you choose to apply in any of these investment banks like Credit Suisse, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, DE Shaw, then you might be getting an opportunity in their product control department, group finance department, LESR, that is legal entity standard reporting, or even in their treasury department. But let me tell you, if you are a hardcore finance enthusiast and you want a totally finance based profile, then two companies I would definitely be recommending at my end. One is Nomura and one is Edelweiss. You might be gaining an exposure into financial planning and analysis and institutional equity research in case you choose to apply in these two companies. Apart from that, you can also look for industrial training in AMCs like Motilal Oswal provides industrial training. Then you can look for in the banking sector also, like the HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, Axis Bank. They also come up with industrial training vacancies. You can look for industrial training opportunity even in the IT sector like the IBM, HCL, Microsoft. All of them come up with industrial training, and e-commerce companies like Amazon and Flipkart also hire in their financial analyst department. Apart from that, even the PSUs like the NALCO, NTPC, ONGC, they come up with industrial training vacancies in their sales accounting department, in their consolidation department, even in their corporate accounting department. And doing industrial training in these PSUs can give you a hands-on exposure on SAP as well. Now, moving on to the next question, and that is sources for finding industrial training opportunity. The most reliable source is definitely the official site of Board of Studies, wherein you can hunt for industrial training opportunity as per your sector, whether WIRC, NIRC, EIRC, SIRC, as maybe your situation. Then the next source can be career sites like Glassdoor, Naukri.com or Jobash.com. Then definitely being a part of all these WhatsApp and Telegram groups which are specifically dedicated towards fetching you industrial training opportunities does help you a lot. Apart from that, how can we forget LinkedIn, which is an awesome platform for finding industrial training. Let me tell you, I also got this Hindustan Unilever industrial training opportunity through LinkedIn only. So you can definitely exploit LinkedIn up to its maximum extent, and I would recommend you that in case you have a goal of getting into some of your dream companies for industrial training, please visit the LinkedIn page of that company and create a job alert over there. So as and when industrial training would be there, you will be notified automatically. Then definitely you can take the help of some of the websites like cajobportal.com, caclubindia.com, which are designed for the benefit of CA members as well as students. So they also come up with industrial training opportunities, and definitely the official site of the company wherein you are looking for industrial training opportunity does help. Now let me discuss about the advantages and disadvantages of pursuing industrial training. So talking about the advantage, so very obvious advantage is that definitely the stipend is very good in an industrial training, way beyond the stipend that you expect in an articleship firm. But definitely that should not be the only objective for doing an industrial training. But yeah, you can consider it as well. Then the next advantage that comes to my mind is high brand value, because getting a brand name as good as Hindustan Unilever upon your resume does give you a preference over the other candidates as and when you choose to apply for campus placement. The next advantage that definitely comes to my mind is phenomenal work exposure. Like for example, this is primarily the complaint of those article assistants who do their industrial training in top-notch firms like KPMG or PwC, that throughout the 3 years of their articleship, they were placed in one single department, say statutory audit, or only in the finance, or only in the forensic audit. But if you choose to do your industrial training in the last year of your articleship, then you get to explore a new domain altogether, a new sector, a new industry altogether. So that definitely gives you a little bit of kick, and you actually get excited to learn new things, and it is definitely an icing on the cake when it comes to adding it onto your resume. And then the last advantage that comes to my mind is pre-placement offer. I have many of my friends who have applied for industrial training in all these big corporate giants, and even before becoming chartered accountants they have received an offer letter from those companies, and immediately after qualifying the companies absorb them. So that is a phenomenal advantage of doing industrial training. Now talking about the cons yani ki disadvantages of doing industrial training, so the obvious disadvantage is that CA final preparation is bound to get hampered. So please my brothers and sisters, please complete as many subjects of CA final as you can well before in advance. As of now I have completed only 4 subjects and 4 subjects are yet to be done. Definitely managing it along with industrial training in a company like Hindustan Unilever would be a challenging thing, but I would try my level best. And the next disadvantage that comes to my mind when it comes to doing industrial training is that quite often we make this mistake of choosing brand name over the department we are looking for. Like for example, it might be a possibility that kehne ko to you have been placed in a department as elite as institutional equity research, but what is your work, especially in the first 3 or 4 months? You might be employed in preparation of one investment tracker where your only responsibility would be to track various investments of that company in liquid mutual funds, the returns that they are generating, consolidation with the external parties, and controllership functions like receivable management, inventory management, or you might be placed in managing their inventory related MIS which is updated on a daily basis. So these types of monotonous and algorithmic routine type of work won't excite you in the long run, and definitely it will become a big regret of yours that isse अच्छा तो articleship ही कर लेते. So please don't make this mistake. This is my brotherly advice to all of you.